Hey everybody, Corey here. We're going to go over some of the estimates and numbers that we have here as an update. I'm doing this before I'm doing the trades and holdings and the daily roundup for the single stock ETFs because I was going to do this estimate update last night. It never happened. Then I was going to do it this morning. It didn't happen. I was going to do it at lunch. Guess what? It didn't happen. So I'm going to do this first because I'm sure most of you care about this more than you do the other. And I'm not sure when I'll have Friday's videos out, as my husband bought some comedy ticket things in Nashville or something. So we'll be traveling to Nashville this weekend. Not sure how that's going to work. This is going to work when I go on vacation, though, here in a few weeks. So I guess I'll have to figure that out. I don't know. There may be a week there where I don't do videos. We will see. But anyway, get started here. And I didn't state these before, but just a reminder. Let's go to the bottom. Or I did on the first one, but not the others. Again, so let me say that if you don't, understand this or want to know how things work, I'm not going to go in depth in any of this and what calculations are what, but if you go to the initial video, if you just watch the first part of it, then I talk a little bit about what all this is, an example with the first one. But it would be the initial and weekly. I did them together, so it'd be a green and red border. So anyway, so we had 22 days here in this cycle, or in this pay period. We've already done 20, and we have 2 days left. Just double checking to make sure I did add today's trades to this, since I haven't done the trades and holdings yet. But yeah, they're here. So anyway, we have 2 days left. So tomorrow's Friday, so that's when they're going. They didn't do a lot of trades today. They did very minimal trades. So they'll have a lot of trades tomorrow. And because of that, they should be bringing in a lot of premium for that, setting up for next week. So I expect, whatever they trade and do tomorrow, that's going to be, the majority of what they would earn. Because they're not going to get too much on Monday if they do for, any of these. So I think tomorrow is our big day. But anyway, so we have our earning dates between May 3rd, which was the last declaration date, and June 4th here, with the declaration date for this month being June 5th and the X date being June 6th. So I don't even know where that is on the calendar. Come on. Okay, so May, June. Okay. So declaration date, I said, will be, okay, the 5th, which is Wednesday, next Wednesday. Well, then I'm sorry. We are after midnight. So that's why this at the bottom says 2 days. So we actually have 3 days because it's not including the 31st today, because it's already Friday and it took it out of the calculation. So I apologize for that. I didn't realize that it was past midnight already. So we have 3 days left: Friday, Monday, Tuesday, but it still doesn't change what I say, because what I said, tomorrow is going to be our big day. Not much will happen, should not happen on Monday and Tuesday. Unless they're like trying to get more premium or something for payouts. I don't know. But anyway, and the next dividend date is Thursday. Which means, most of you probably know this already, but you would have to own it before ex-dividend date. So you can buy it all the way up until post-market 8 p.m. on the 5th, the declaration day. You cannot buy it pre-market on the 6th. It must be purchased the day before. All right, so we have AIYY here. I also had up here looking at the shares. Let's see. Going back from the first one I did this weekly. So for AIYY, we had earnings for AI, so this one actually went up, thank goodness. This one had been all the way down to $11, and now it's up to $13. Obviously, still didn't do as good as AI. I'm not going to go through all these again, but I just wanted to comment about how this one had just had earnings. And the outstanding shares, since we did the weekly video, our first one this week, the initial, we have increased 50,000 outstanding shares there. But anyway, if we go to the bottom, right now we're looking at the future estimated distribution range in blue, rows 27 and 28. We are 41 to 74 cents, and our future average, the average for this is 58 cents. Now, next week, after Friday, well, actually, this will be the last time I showed the blue lines at the bottom, because the next time we'll have Friday's trades. And then we're to start looking at the current distribution, because, again, I don't think we're going to be getting much on Monday or Tuesday to be trying to calculate that in here. So we'll get rid of the blue lines after today. For this month, that is. All right, so AMDY, outstanding shares have increased on this one, 25,000 since this weekend. We're looking at a range of 51 to 62 cents with an average of 56 cents. AMZ's outstanding shares have increased by 100,000. We got a current range of 45 to 97 cents with an average of 67 cents. Aptly here, outstanding shares have not changed on this one. Surprising. Future estimate here is 26 to 34 cents with an average of 30 cents. Coney, outstanding shares have grown. Is that right? That's crazy. Okay, this is too big of a number. I'm going to calculate this because that seems off in my head. So that minus 229. Ooh. Minus. So the outstanding shares for this one have increased 1,075,000 since, or this week, I guess, because when I did it Friday, or did it this weekend, it was for last Friday. So in the last 4 trading days, it's gone up 1,075,000. Anyway, so our range down here at the bottom is $1.01 to $2.28 with a future average of $1.59. Then we have Dizzo here. Outstanding shares have increased 25,000. Current range is 29 to 71 cents with an average of 44 cents. It's one of the least performing stocks. It ranks number 20 out of pretty sure 20. All right. Anyway, so then we have Phoebe here. Outstanding shares have increased by 25,000. Current range of 43 cents to 90 cents and an average of 59 cents. So GDXY just came out. It will not have a distribution for the month, but you can see right now, if it did, you're looking at 23 to 51 cents with an average of 37 cents. So if we're just looking at the IV here, because obviously they still have, they're going to have weeks before, well, they'll have another month. So they just came out, I don't know, a week or two ago. So it'll have 5 or 6 weeks. So right now, if the IV is 51, I don't know, maybe you'll see 60 cents. If we bump that up a little bit for an extra week or two. I don't know if it was a week or two. But anyway, let's move on because we're not even, that's not going to pay this month. But I just wanted to give you an idea. Where is the stock price on this one? We're at 1920. That doesn't, I don't know. I want to look at something. I want to make sure that's not hard typed in there because I feel like, nope, it's not hard typed in there. All right. I just feel like it was like that before. All right. GUI here. Let me move my spreadsheet. So GUI outstanding shares have increased by 50,000. Current range is 36 to 67 cents with an average of 51 cents. JPMO outstanding shares have not changed. Estimate distribution range is 30 to 42 cents with an average of 34 cents. Murney, it's actually pretty good. Of course, I sold my shares, but outstanding shares have increased by 75,000. The current range is 74 to 95 cents with an average of 87 cents. All right, MSFO, it has increased by 150,000 outstanding shares. Current range is 33 to 57 cents with an average of 44 cents. Misty outstanding shares have increased 525,000 shares since last Friday. Current range is $2 to $2.52. So the IV is I'm sorry, and the average of those is $2.34. If we're just looking at the IV, it's $2.51, which is basically the same thing they paid last month. So that's interesting. Of course, their premium here, they've only received $1.73. What we're calculating, what we're tracking anyway so far. But again, we still have tomorrow, so we'll see. But also, we did, like I said, we did have a buy-in of 525,000 outstanding shares. So if we take that 525, divided by the original number, which was 4.4 million, yeah, it's increased 12%. So, remember, the more the outstanding shares increase, the less the distribution amount is. So just keep that in mind. Then we move on to Nestle here. Nestle's outstanding shares have increased 150,000. Current range is 37 to 97 cents with a 57-cent average. Of course, our IV is only 38, and our premium received right now is only 32. But again, we have tomorrow, so I'll worry about, I guess, looking more in depth in these when we have our last round of big trades. So NVIDIA, that is very interesting. Our outstanding shares have not changed. I guess nobody wanted to pay that premium for them this week since they were expensive. Up to they're closed at, that's last week. They closed at $28.72. So it's up there. So sorry, NVIDIA. So our range here is $1.11 to $2.15 with an average of $1.49. Then we have OARC here. Outstanding shares have increased 75,000. Current range is 30 to 53 cents with an average of 41 cents. PayPay outstanding shares have increased 75,000. Distribution range is 29 to 94 cents. That's a huge range, but it's because the premium received so far has only been 25 cents a share. The IV, though, if we go based off the IV, we're at 44 cents. So just looking at those two numbers, it looks like this is going to be a low payout this month. Of course, our lowest is 47 cents, but we'll relook at this more tomorrow or after tomorrow's trades. I can't guarantee it'll be tomorrow. But then we have SQUE here. Our outstanding shares have increased 50,000. And our range is 69 cents to $1.12 with an average of 90 cents. Then we have Tesla here. Tesla has reduced its outstanding shares by 50,000. I guess people are finally jumping ship. our average range down here is 54 to 69 cents with an average of 60 cents. And then we have crash here. This one's hard. We don't have a previous amount, right? This one's brand new. If we're looking at just the IV, it's 75 cents, and that's meaning the IV of Tesla. And I don't even know. I mean, it should be the same way as the other ones, right? But the short call premium, we've only received 49 cents so far. So at the bottom of the future estimate, it's estimating that, you know, with the few days we have left, that it could go up to 56 cents. So it's saying we would only get an additional 7 cents in premium tomorrow. So I don't know. This one is looking like, though, it might pay out around the same thing as Tesla, which makes sense, right? If it's both of them are based on the IV of Tesla. So I don't know. We'll see. This will be, again, this is a brand new one, and works a little differently. But anyway, we had that 56 to 75 cent with a 65 cent range. And then we have Zomo, our last one here. Our outstanding shares have increased by 25,000 this week. Our current range is 29 to 35 cents with a 33 cent average. I know there was another sheet that I was doing, and I hadn't thought about it. It's just not. I'm trying to see if I can find it, because it's not exactly clean. And I'm looking here. I don't know if I did. I did not. So I did not update the average. Okay, I changed it. Let's go look at it since we haven't looked at it. But I gotta find it real quick. All right. So this is, okay, and this is where I need to hide stuff. All right, so I just did a bunch of stuff. Okay. Sorry, I have to do it on my computer. So this was sort of like a little roll up if you're, some of you I know don't like looking at all the rest of the data. And somebody had asked me to generate this, I think last month or the month before. I had just forgotten about it this week. But basically it takes that data instead of, so this is the way we had it originally, but then we were having to keep scrolling across, for one ticker. And then so everybody preferred it that was watching before, preferred it the other way, so we could see the one ticker and all its data in one spot. So, but then some people were asking for something like this. Of course, this doesn't show everything the other does. But anyway, so we have all the tickers here. They're in alphabetical order besides the newest ones that I just threw at the bottom. So I'm not going to sort that right now, but we have all the outstanding shares here. And this is, again, the same exact data over there. So this is the previous distribution amount from last month. And then this right here, the white, is the estimate for the implied volatility. And then we have the estimate for the premiums received so far. And then we have our average over here. This is the purple numbers on the other one. So this one doesn't have that future thing on it because that's not built in here. That's specifically built for that other tab. But anyway, so that's that average for all of those as of right now. And then, yeah, this is just other data. So if you wanted to see the net of all the trades, or if you wanted to see all the synthetic trades, that data's here as well. That's on the other also. We just don't talk about it. But I know some people want to see it, so I put it there. So then we also have, these are just the dollar amounts here. And then this is the net asset value. Well, this is the per share. Let's see. Let me look real quick. So BB4. So the total of trades. Okay. So the total of trades, I'm assuming AL is outstanding shares. Yeah. So this is what they've earned divided, the total of trades divided by the outstanding shares. So this is saying basically they've earned 83 cents a share total. So like this one says, Coney is actually paid out $2.82 a share because its total trades is negative 68 million. Of course, that's not how they do distributions, but again, it's just another way to look at these for people that like to look at data and what's going on. And then this, I should have looked at this on, again, the weekly video. Totally forgot about it because I was thinking about the distributions. But now that we're here, let me just hide this other column. So here is where we can see during this period that we've just had, you know, the open stock, the current, which you see across the top when we look at them, that data up there at the top, the current. So that's basically what this is. Of course, GDXY and Crash is a little different. That's why I have those colored, highlighted, because they have different start dates. But and then this just shows, you know, the difference on dollar-wise, percentage-wise, just like the other. And then this is where that ranking comes in that you see on the bottom of the other, if anybody actually looks at it. Of course, apparently I don't have Crash pulled into that, so I'll have to update that. 23, 24. So I'll just do it while I'm talking about it, because if not, I'll forget and it still won't get done. Alright, and so let me do that. Well, the other one doesn't need to be done because the other one is Tesla. So, alright. So now we have those rankings on here properly. So we have Nvidia's number 1, Misty number 2, AMD, that's surprising, is number 3. I guess because when it tanked and had that issues, I guess it was the month before. AIYY, that's really surprising being number 4, but that's only because of earnings, right? And it going up way today. And number 5 was Netflix. So we look at our bottom, remember Disney, because Disney had bad earnings and it tanked. And then OARC, well, it's OARC. As far as PayPay and Squeego or Block and PayPal, I think, so those had went down in the firm and all of those when they were talking something about restrictions on some things that they do. So I don't know if that truly was what it was. I just happened to hear it, but I did not look those up. But that could be why those are down some. But anyway, so this is this data in a different view, but it's the same thing on the other tab. It's just at the top. And then in the middle, this part's not over there, but I don't even know how many of these we have. If we don't include Crash, it's not going to add them up for me. So take away 3, so that's 21. Okay, so we have 20 if we take out Crash. So out of the 20 there, 11 of the ETFs have done better than the underlying. And you can see those highlighted in green. Those tickers highlighted in green means that they did better than the underlying. And then over here, we can see the actual underlying data, again, the same way we see it on the top of the other. It's just, again, a different way to look at this. Nvidia, obviously, number 1. Moderna, number 2. MicroStrategy, and then MicroStrategy, AI, and then Netflix here. And then, of course, the lower ones are the same exact ones we just talked about on the other side. And then we can see at the top how the S&P and the NASDAQ have done in this same time frame. So S&P is up 1% and the NASDAQ's up 2.5%. All right, I just wanted to show y'all this because I knew that I'm surprised nobody's asked for it this month, but I wanted to get that out there. So anyway, I'm glad I finally got this video out there, even though I didn't get yesterday's out. I hope y'all got something from this, and I will talk with y'all later. Bye.